Hello, everybody. Welcome back. If this is your first time to the YouTube channel, welcome. I'm Joel Clelland, the CEO here at Centric. And the purpose of this video is to give you a step-by-step process for accessing Centric. And without further ado, we'll get right into it. I'm going to start with the Cash App. And you might be wondering to yourself, why is Joel talking about the Cash App? On the Cash App, you're actually able to buy Bitcoin. And why am I talking about Bitcoin? Because there's a trading pair on a few of our exchanges for Bitcoin. And what is a trading pair? Basically, you're using one crypto to get another. You're using Bitcoin, in this case, to get Centric. And if you look at this screen, there's a list of exchanges that have the CNS BTC trading pair, or the Centric Bitcoin trading pair. Changelly, HitBTC, and Probit. And I actually included the links below that take you right to the order book or right to the trading floor for the CNS BTC trading pairs. Feel free to pause this video as often as need be, back it up whenever you need to get the information that you need. Now, where all can you get the Cash App? You go to the App Store, whether you're an Apple user or an Android user. You can download it to your phone, to your computer, any device, and this is what it looks like. Once you have the Cash App set up, this is what your dashboard looks like. And there's a picture of me in the upper right-hand corner because this is a copy of my Cash App. And down at the very lower right-hand corner, you see a little B. That's the logo for Bitcoin. And basically what the Cash App allows you to do is take in cash from your bank, but you can also buy Bitcoin with the Cash App. And for some users, some members of the Centric community, they found that this is a really easy way to first step, get Bitcoin, and then second step, go out to the exchanges to get CNS Centric Swap, which is our primary token traded on the exchanges. This is inside of my Cash App where I'm holding a little bit of Bitcoin. And if I were going to use Bitcoin to get Centric, I could go right out of the Cash App. And on the left-hand side, you have the buy button. You can buy Bitcoin. And then on the right-hand side, you have the little triangular logo or insignia. And that icon is where you click to send Bitcoin. And if you're going to be sending Bitcoin, you want to make sure wherever you're sending it, that you have that deposit address on the other end. And what does that mean? A deposit address. Basically, you're going to be depositing the Bitcoin in an address of a wallet that you control on one of the exchanges where the CNS BTC pair is available. And if you click the send button, up will pop this window, and you would be depositing right up here where it says to, you would be depositing the address for that wallet on the exchange. And understand that would be a Bitcoin wallet. I want to take a moment to explain like to like. Some of you that are very sophisticated, you're already crypto traders or crypto users, you understand this. But if you're new, what does like to like mean? If you're sending Bitcoin, it has to go to a Bitcoin address. If you send it to some other address, you're going to lose the Bitcoin. Same thing with any type of crypto. You want to make sure you go like to like, Bitcoin to Bitcoin, Centric to Centric. And once you have that Bitcoin deposit address in whichever exchange you decide to go with, whether it's Changelly, HitBTC, or Probit, and all three of them have the CNS BTC trading pair, you're going to open up that wallet on the other end in the exchange, click the deposit button, and then you're going to copy that address, the hash address or the wallet address. You're going to copy that address and you're going to plug it in right here inside the Cash App to that address. And if you're sending Bitcoin, understand sometimes Bitcoin takes a little while. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even 45 minutes to send Bitcoin. So don't worry if your Bitcoin leaves the Cash App and you don't see it for a little while. It'll pop up on the other end. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop share on the Cash App. Just understand this is one way to send Bitcoin to one of the exchanges that provides CNS Centric Swap to the users. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and open up another platform. And this platform is called Coinbase. And understand, some of you are probably already familiar with Coinbase. This is one of my Coinbase accounts. And there's already a little bit of Bitcoin sitting in there. So you know you can use Coinbase instead of the Cash App to get Bitcoin, but you can also get something else that I prefer, which is a stable coin. And you can buy what's called Tether. And Tether USDT, right there. And we'll get $50 worth of Tether. I'm going to buy it. Click. And Tether is a stable coin. What does that mean? Basically, any stable coin is like electronic dollars. And it doesn't go up and down like Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a lot of volatility. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. In the middle of sending it to one of the exchanges, it could lose value. And that value you'd want to be using to get your Centric. You'd be able to get less Centric. That's a possibility it could go up. But during the process of trading or acquiring CNS, I like to have things be pretty easy going, right? So we got Tether. I'm going to go back to the asset side. I just bought a little bit of Tether and we'll give it a second to come back. So right there in the asset column, I don't know if you can see that on the bottom there between Bitcoin and the US dollar is some Tether. I just bought it just now. And again, Tether's a stable coin, which means it's like electronic dollars. When I send it to an exchange, it's not going to lose any value on the way there, whereas Bitcoin will. And because we know that about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, if you look over to the right, is up 3.38%. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to convert out of Bitcoin into Tether. And you can do that inside Coinbase as well. So you go up to buy, sell, right up in the upper right-hand corner, click that. Up pops this window we just used to buy Tether. And I bought Tether right out of my bank account. And we're going to go from Bitcoin to Tether. And I want to convert all of it. So we're going to convert all $100 worth of BTC or Bitcoin to Tether. Give it a second. Very good. And it converted to USDT, which is the ticker symbol for Tether. And again, Tether's a stable, and that's really what we want. And as it refreshes, it's going to pull it back up, and we're going to look at it back to assets. Okay, the Bitcoin is now inside the Tether. Now we have almost $150 worth of Tether, which is great because that's what we're going to use next to send it out to one of the exchanges. Now we're going to be using the CNS USDT trading pair or the Centric Tether trading pairs because we're going to be using Tether to get Centric. So I'm going to click over to one of the exchanges. We have the CNS USDT trading pair, and understand all of the exchanges we talked about in the first part of this video. Feel free to go back there. They have 2 trading pairs each. They don't just have the Bitcoin trading pair. They also have the Tether trading pair. So you can use those exchanges as well. I like this exchange a lot. It's called MEXC, and we're going to go ahead and log in here. Use an address, an email address that you use, and then I'm going to keep my password private. And I always recommend setting up a nice, strong, solid private password. Never share your password with anybody. And my recommendation is to write it down somewhere for redundancy purposes. Okay, Google Authenticator. I have 2FA set up on this, and we've got quite a few videos about 2FA, so you're not sure what that is. Obviously, you can look that up. We won't do that in this video, but you can look at it. And what this does is this opens up the MEXC Exchange. And understand we went from Coinbase to MEXC. And MEXC has the CNS USDT trading pair, or the Centric Tether trading pair. It doesn't have the Bitcoin trading pair. So from the first part of the video where we had those other 3 exchanges that have 2 trading pairs each, they've got the Bitcoin trading pair as well as the Tether trading pair. You could use those. But if you're using MEXC, you need to access Tether first because they only have 1 trading pair here at MEXC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to account, assets, right there in the middle of the page. And if you're looking at this on a phone or a device with a small screen, it might be difficult for you to see. But I'm going to pop into assets. And I already have a little bit of Tether in here. And we're going to add some more Tether from Coinbase. But if you can see this, USDT Tether, I have over 177 Tether here. And what we're going to do is we're going to deposit more Tether in. So I'm clicking the deposit button and up pops the addresses. And because Tether is used multi-chain, which means it's on lots of different chains, there's lots of different formats for Tether. Understand that if you're coming from Coinbase, that's an ERC20 version of Tether. And if you look right now, TRC20 is lit up. So we got to click ERC20. Okay. If you're coming from Coinbase, if you're coming from another platform, you got to verify what format is this Tether that I'm sending. And they give us a little reminder that you got to be careful in crypto. We're responsible, right? So we got to take things one step at a time and make sure we understand what we're doing. So ERC20, I'm going to confirm that. And up's going to pop a deposit address for this wallet inside the MEXC Exchange for my account. And understand right below that is a hash address, the deposit address. I'm going to copy that. Now, if you wanted to use the QR code, there's a QR code right there on the right, but I just copied the address ending in C95B. And again, that's the address for this account. I'm going to click back over to Coinbase, and we're going to go up to send and receive up in the upper right-hand corner. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to click on send and receive, and I'm going to send all the Tether. I'm going to continue. But before I do that, I'm going to plop in the address ending in ending in C95B, and then starting with 0x. So that's the address that we have in the other exchange. Okay. Click continue. There's going to be some send now. There's going to be some security. So that security goes to my phone, and it comes as an SMS text, 7-digit text. 7245987, and we'll confirm it. And understand these security codes, they change every 30 seconds, especially if you're using 2FA like Google Authenticator or one of the other ones. And actually, when we get into the Centric Wallet, I'll show you another one that's really popular. Okay, and it said about 10 minutes, so we'll see. Right now, the portfolio balance is still there. Okay, it just dropped down. Let's refresh the page. And okay, so we're waiting. Let's go back to the exchange and see if the Tether made its way over. Excellent. So we had about 177 Tether here in the MEXC Exchange account for Tether. And now the Tether we sent over is now here. So now we're up to 321 Tether. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the markets up in the upper left-hand corner, click on markets. And what's going to happen is we're going to plug in the search bar on the right, CNS. And up pops the CNS USDT trading pair. And this is the order book. This is where the action is. This is where people all over the world are getting Centric. And they're using Tether to do it. And if we scroll down just a little bit, we can see the two options you have. You have buy CNS or sell CNS. And right now we have almost 321 Tether that we're going to use to access CNS. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a limit order. And right now the spot price is 58.34. If you look over at the order book on the left, you can see that it's changing periodically. And we're going to put in a higher amount. We're going to put in just right there at the limit order. And buy CNS. Okay, ordered successfully. And let's see if we got it. We did. No data to report. And if the order was still open and not filled, you wouldn't get no data. You'd have a list of things. And what you do is you just cancel out the order to go back, or you can wait to see if your order gets filled. Maybe go get some popcorn and come back. So with that, we're going to scroll back up, click on assets in the middle of the page there, click on account, and we're going to scroll down a bit to the search token, put in CNS, because CNS is the ticker symbol for Centric Swap. And right there, we've got it, 549,000 Centric Swap or CNS. And right over on the left, it says Centric Cash. Our name used to be Centric Cash when we were on the Tron blockchain. We're now on the Binance Smart Chain. And when we moved to the Binance Smart Chain, we changed the name of CNS to Centric Swap. We believe it more accurately describes the utility of the token, because CNS is the onboard, offboard token to the Centric economy. And when we get into the Centric wallet, I'll show you what I mean. But we're in a great position. There's no frozen amount. There's nothing that's being held by MEXC Exchange. We can move the entire balance, and we're going to do that by clicking the withdraw button. But before we do, we're going to click over to the wallet. And the Centric wallet is at wallet.centric.com, or you can click on centric.com/wallet to learn about the Centric wallet. If you're new to Centric and you want to set up a Centric wallet, you're going to open up wallet.centric.com and click on new account in the lower right-hand corner. And for me, I'm going to go ahead and put in the email address that we used for the last exchange, as well as a good, strong, solid private password. And again, we're going to use Google Authenticator, which is our 2FA, our second layer of security. And that gives us a 3-digit code that is good for 30 seconds. And that opens up the wallet for us. And now we're inside the dashboard of this Centric wallet. And a couple of things I want to show you just very briefly. You go to the left-hand side, all the way down to the word security, you see a green dot. When you initially set up a Centric wallet, if you choose to set up a Centric wallet, you're going to have a red dot. You want to open it up, and this one is active and has that 2FA, the Google Authenticator. You can also use Twilio Authy. I will include both of these links in the description notes. But you're going to need to activate that additional security. It's highly recommended. And if we look inside the wallet, we got a couple of really nifty things here. Obviously, the current value of the wallet in USD, just shy of $2,000. The total circulating supply on the right, that's the total circulating supply of Centric Rise CNR. I know we haven't talked about CNR yet, but Centric Rise is our in-network token. It's our primary transactional token for the Centric economy, and it's our flagship. And the thing that's unique about it is, one, it's not traded. Two, it's non-speculative. We won't get into that, but you can look it up. I'll include a couple links on that. There's the basics page and the key metrics page, which I will include in the description notes. They're under the Learn tab at centric.com. But we have a deflationary supply for CNR. It's going down every hour. And this wallet has this market share up in the upper right-hand corner. So that's pretty cool that your percentage of the market is going up every hour as well. And we have Centric Rise in the lower right-hand corner, or excuse me, lower left-hand corner highlighted, and right below that is the CNS value. And a lot of times people are like, I'm going out to get Centric. I want Centric. Yes. If your intention is to hold Centric, you want to hold it in Centric Rise, and I'll tell you why. You get the CNS, you bring it to the wallet. It's going to come into the green side over here, Centric Swap. Once we bring it over from the MEXC Exchange, we're going to convert it to Centric Rise. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get the address for this wallet. And we do that by clicking the request button. You click the request button. Remember, you can pause this, back it up as often as you need to. We copy the address ending in B7D. We're going to close that. We're going to click back over to the MEXC Exchange and click on withdrawal. I was going to say deposit. That's not right. And we're going to withdraw the Centric. And we're going to drop in our hash address or our wallet address ending in B7D. So that's the right one. We're going to select all of the tokens that are in here, all the Centric tokens. There's a fee that we can pay in native tokens. That's another reason why I like the MEXC Exchange. It's very streamlined, easy to use. And then we're going to click submit. And there's more security, which is really helpful. And I'm going to say, get it now. And I'm going to get a 6-digit verification code that's going to be sent to the email address that's attached to this wallet in this exchange. Yeah, I'm going to copy that over there and bring it back. And then Google Authenticator again, and that's going to give us another 6-digit code. And then we'll be ready to go. Okay, excellent. So withdraw successful. And I recommend tracking the status. Okay, it's under review. And what I normally do when I'm waiting for my tokens to move is I'll hit the refresh button and I'll see what it says. It defaults to the deposit side, but you click back on withdrawal. Okay, it's under review. And then we're going to go back to the wallet, the Centric wallet. We'll refresh the wallet. Nope, hasn't moved yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to MEXC again, and I just kind of toggle back and forth while I wait for the tokens to move. Okay, it's pending packaging, and we'll go ahead and go back over to the wallet and we'll refresh the wallet. And look at that, everything is popped over. Sometimes it takes a minute or two. Other times it takes a few minutes, 5-10 minutes. Just take your time, be patient. You'll be able to successfully move your tokens. Here we are back in the wallet, and we successfully moved over our 546,400 tokens. Obviously, we were a little higher than that before, and we paid a fee. No problem there. It was paid in native token, paid in Centric, and now it's here. Now, we're going to convert this to Centric Rise. And while we're doing that, I'm going to explain why it's important to convert to Centric Rise. If the intention is to hold Centric, watch it go up over time. You want to sit in Centric Rise because every single hour, Centric Rise generates more CNS every single hour. And we're going to get our 6-digit security code so we can make the conversion. There's a small expense for the conversion. And we get a code from Google Authenticator. Make sure it's correct. And you're going to see the tokens go from one side to the next. And once we're in Rise, then we'll talk about Rise a little bit more. But just understand that the power of Centric Rise is that these tokens are growing every single hour. And I mentioned earlier, you can go to the Learn tab on centric.com, click on the Learn tab and click on the basics page as well as the key metrics, and you can see what's happening with Centric Rise over the next year. And basically what happens is this non-speculative token Centric Rise is not traded, and we know exactly what the price is a year in advance because the Centric team calculates what the prices are going to be and then hard codes it to the chain. It can't be edited once it's put in motion. And that gives users a lot of peace of mind because they know, hey, if I'm not trading Centric, if I'm just holding Centric, every single hour I'm getting more Centric. And understand, if you look right here in the wallet, obviously the portfolio value went up. All of our CNS is tucked safely inside of Centric Rise. And at the top of the next hour, we'll be getting more CNS. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and click over to the Getting Started page at centric.com. And if you want to go directly there, you can go to centric.com/guide. And the Getting Started guide is great because what it does is it shows you all of the exchanges that we're currently on. There's MEXC, as well as all of the different trading pairs that you have access to. And then it talks about converting your CNS to CNR, which we just did. And there's two places to do that: inside the Centric wallet, like we just did, or for people who are users of other wallets that are compatible, you can go to bsc.centricswap.com and you can actually convert between your tokens there. There's no lockups. You can move in and out of the protocol at any time. And here's some other wallets that are available and compatible. And if you're a Trust Wallet user, I'm a Trust Wallet user, you can enable a new token. Just make sure it's BEP20 or BEP20 format because both CNS and CNR are BEP20, okay? And then there's some useful guides, which are also some videos about converting to FA and signing up in the wallet. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. And if you have any questions at any time about the wallet, you can always connect with our communities on Twitter and Telegram. I'll include those links in the description notes as well. If you're ever having an issue with your wallet or anything like that, you can always go to centric.com/support. And Centric Support's always happy to help. But with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining me. Feel free to share this video with other people you know that are into crypto or might be interested in taking a look at Centric Protocol. Take care, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you.